Hello and welcome to another episode of The Proper Take. It is Friday, the 9th of September. Obviously, yesterday didn't go totally to plan with regards to NFL. We 1-0 in baseball with the underdog, but NFL will 0-2. Great way to start the NFL season, but hey, it's only up from here. And yesterday gave us a lot of insight for the rest of the games this weekend, to be honest. So we're looking forward to Sunday's games. We really think we're going to have a good NFL Sunday. But let's start off with today's games. We have 2 picks for you in college football and 4 picks for you in baseball. We're going to start off in baseball. We got the Yankees versus the Rays with Frankie Montas, who had a better game out last game for the Yankees. He pitched pretty well against Drew Rasmussen. We're going to be taking the Yankees at minus 110 in this one. Next game is going to be the Brewers versus the Reds. Brewers are only minus 145 at home against this Reds team that, for the most part, have given up this season. They've won the last couple of games. And no, Jason Alexander hasn't pitched particularly well, but at minus 145 at home against the Reds, just the risk reward, I have to take the Brewers. So I'm going to be doing that. Next game is going to be the Twins versus the Guardians. Dylan Bundy versus Cal Quantrill. Not a huge fan of Dylan Bundy. I don't know if you heard this before from me, but I feel like you give me the Guardians on the road at minus 110 against the Twins with Dylan Bundy pitching. I'm going to take the Twins, so that's what we're doing there. And in the last game, you got the Padres versus the Dodgers. You got Clevenger versus May. Not a huge fan of May at all. Probably Dodgers. I mean, he pitched well last year, but since he's come back, he hasn't pitched well this year. And I didn't think he was a good pitcher last year either, to be honest. He just had decent numbers against Mike Clevenger, and the Padres are underdogs in that one at plus 140, so we're going to be taking the Padres. So that's the 4 games we're doing there. It's going to be the Yankees minus 110 for 4 units, the Brewers minus 145 for 4 units, the Guardians minus 110 for 4 units, and the Padres plus 140 for 4 units. All right, so that's our 4 games in college football. And then we'll move on to... in baseball. I said college football there. Now we're moving on to college football. So you've got Louisville versus Central Florida. Obviously, Louisville had a terrible start last week against Syracuse. Could only score 7 points, even with Cunningham, their quarterback back this year, which was super disappointing for them. UCF still put up 56 points, but it was against South Carolina State, so it wasn't exactly against a huge team. But for this game, we're going with the over 61.5. We think Louisville are going to definitely improve on last week's 7-point game, and against a UCF team that a lot of people can put points up and touchdowns up on. We like them to do so. So we're definitely going to be taking Louisville, the over, 61.5 in this game. And the next game we're going to be looking at is going to be the Boise State, New Mexico game. Now, Boise State struggled also last week against Oregon State. It didn't look pretty good. Their quarterback got taken out after the first quarter because he couldn't move the ball. And the freshman quarterback got put in, did a little bit of a better job, got 2 touchdowns in himself. New Mexico, they beat Maine 41-0, but their quarterback, for me, they won 41-0, and he hardly moved the ball himself. It was much more of a running game. And this quarterback is the first season playing for New Mexico. He played for Kansas before that and didn't do particularly well. So he transferred to New Mexico. He literally had 170 yards last week in a 41-point win and only 40 rush yards. So it's not like he really stood out. It was the rest of the team that did what they needed to do, and it was against a poor Maine team. So we're going to be taking the Boise State there, minus 17 in that one. We do kind of like the Louisville plus 6 too. It's still early for us in the day. We haven't decided to take that one yet. That's something we might be taking later on in the day. But for now, it's over 61.5 in the Louisville UCF game and minus 17 Boise State. Like I said, Louisville plus 6, though, is something potentially we will be taking, just to let you know closer to the time. So that's our picks for today. We're going to be taking those for 4 units also. And we'll catch you later on, late tonight, where we'll be releasing our college football bets. So stay tuned for those on our channel. And let's have a great day.